friends. Welcome to day 24 of Disney Plus movie reviews. My name is Robin. Yesterday was Easter, so I skipped yesterday because I figured Easter is important enough on its own that you didn't need a Disney Plus movie review to make it better. But now it's Monday. So, movies help that. Today I'm talking about a movie called Big Business. This movie came out in 1988. Reading the summary, it kind of sounded like a Parent Trap-ish deal, just with like mistaken identities and switching people. That's not quite what happened, but that's what I thought. Fun facts, spoiler-free summary, and then I'll do what I normally do. So, fun facts. This movie stars Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler, which, if you see the picture, you'll know that. Lily Tomlin voiced Aunt May in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That was pretty cool. She was on the street from 1976 to 1997. She voiced Miss Frizzle from The Magic School Bus in 1994 to 1997. She also currently stars in the show Grace and Frankie as Frankie. She's done a lot of things. I think I'd heard her name before, but I didn't really know it. So the fact that she's been in so many things that I've interacted with is impressive. Bette Midler is a famous lady. We know this. So is Lily Tomlin. But I'd heard of Bette Midler. Full disclosure, I Googled how to say her name to make sure I was saying it right. And that's what the internet told me. So she played Winifred Sanderson on Hocus Pocus, the movie that everyone loves, especially at Halloween. In Hocus Pocus, when he does this eye thing where her eyes get like really big and it's a little scary, which makes sense. She's a witch. She's scary. But she does that eye thing in Big Business also. And that's kind of what made me realize. Because I was like, she looks familiar. She did that eye thing. And I was like, Sanderson's sister. So that was pretty cool. So I guess those were less fun facts and more like background on the actors. But that's what I have for you. So, spoiler-free summary. There are two sets of parents, a rich city folk set and a country folk set. And both of the wives are pregnant. The city people don't have any kids. This is the first kid, and the dad is kind of like bribing her to have a child. I guess husband, not dad yet. Maybe don't bribe your spouse to have a kid. And then the country couple already has multiple kids. So they both end up going to the same hospital. I'm saying this is spoiler-free because if you read the summary, you know this. If you've heard anything about the movie ever, you know what's happening. If you don't want to know anything, then don't listen to me talk. But otherwise, this is pretty spoiler-free. So they both go to the same hospital. It's for employees of some company. And the rich guy had just bought that company, which is, from what I gathered in the movie, a company that makes furniture. So he just bought it, so he gets to go to that hospital because the next closest hospital is 40 to 45 minutes away. And his wife was like, I won't make that. It's her first child. She probably would have made it. Labor takes a while from what I've heard, but they go to that hospital. So both couples are there at the same time. The country couple had given them directions. They were nice. I liked them. Didn't like the rich couple. And then one couple has a baby. It's a girl. The nurse lady, who's old, puts the baby down in a crib. And then the other couple has a baby. It's a girl. She puts her in the other crib. And then one of the couples has a baby. It's a girl. And she puts her with the other person's baby. And then the second couple has another girl. And she puts it in the second crib. So their second babies are switched. We knew that this lady was going to make mistakes because at the beginning, the doctor, she brings him a drink. It's like apple juice. And then he gives her a cup of pee, a pee sample to be tested. Doesn't have a lid, doesn't have a label. It's just a cup of pee. And it's a little bit less liquid than the apple juice has, but same cup. She just puts it on the tray. And he's like, take it to the lab, please. And she's like, okay. And she takes snacks into a room. So you can assume that she gave someone a cup of pee. Although really they would notice when they started drinking it. I would imagine pee and apple juice don't taste the same. But the point of that being we knew she wasn't going to be very competent. Then the movie jumps to when they are adults, and the City sisters, well, both of the sets of twins have the same names. Their names are Rose and Sadie. Rose is the taller one, played by Lily Tomlin, and then Sadie is the one played by Bette Midler, the shorter, red-haired one. So same look, same name makes it easier for the viewer because you're just like, yeah. And it makes for some funny situations. And there's a lot of funny situations, and you're like, notice, and it takes a while. That was spoiler free. If you don't want to hear anymore, then stop now. But it's a good movie. Just in case you're wondering, I enjoyed it. Okay, spoiler free part over. Actually, this part's not spoiler free, but I already said spoiler free part's over, so here we go. There's also a character named Judy in this movie. She's like the secretary-ish front desk person, administrative assistant lady for the rich people. I recognized the actress. She looked like a lady who was in a decom, but according to the internet, she's not. But she was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She played Mrs. Quick, and she was on one episode of That's a Raven, so maybe that is where I recognized her from. I didn't write down her name, but if you search Big Business Judy, she will be right there. So, movie happens, and there's a lot of boy drama. The rich Sadie is married and has a kid whose name is Sly, which is weird considering she's all like proper-ish and doesn't seem like she'd have a kid named Sly, but she does. But she and her husband are divorced and they don't like each other. To summarize a whole lot, her ex-husband and country Sadie go on a date at the end. Everybody ends up with a boy. So wealthy Sadie goes on a date with this Italian man who has this big business deal with her company. The reason that these twins even came in contact with each other is because the rich twins are going to liquidate the furniture store that their parents had bought a long time ago. And all of their parents are dead, conveniently. Unfortunate, but they're not like, it's not a plot point. It's just, they're just not alive. So we don't have parent drama coming into sister twin mix-up drama that you don't find out about. Well, they don't find out about until like the last 10 minutes of the movie-ish. I didn't write down when it happened, but it was really, really close to the end. It takes a really long time. It's impressive. It's a well-coordinated, well-choreographed movie. Like, whoever planned this movie out did a great job. So, rich Sadie goes on and goes with Italian guy. She has been not quite that guy the whole time. So, rich people trying to sell it, but the small town people, Jupiter Hollow, people don't want that because 500 hardworking Americans will lose their jobs. They don't actually talk quite that Southern, but that's what I got. So country Sadie and country Rose go to New York because that's where this business is headquartered. Because where else would it be? To get their company saved. Rose in the country is very self-assured and knows that this is what she wants and loves this life and is going to save it. And she's outspoken and will do what needs to be done, but she's still nice. Country Sadie doesn't feel like this is where she should be in Jupiter Hollow, but she's not rude about it. She's trying, and she can yodel. She yodels on stage to a cow, and people are into it. Whereas the city ones are the more extreme ones. Like, so country Sadie doesn't plan on going back to Jupiter Hollow after they go to New York. She brings a giant suitcase with them. But Rose is like, I'm coming back. I'll be back in 2 days. She doesn't sound like that either. You can watch it and hear him. But not the point. City Rose, the tall one, who should have been in the country. So tall girls belong to the poor family. Shorter girls belong to the rich family. City, country. Cool, cool. So taller City Rose doesn't feel like this is a life for her, and she has these like domestic fits. Her sister calls them something like that, where she wants to get married and she wants to cook and she wants a husband, getting married. So she wants all of those things, wants to raise kids, and her sister's like, ugh, marriage, weak. And Rose is like, you got married. And her sister's like, ugh, I don't remember what she calls it, but basically she's like, I was young and dumb. But then her ex-husband's like, hey, thanks, because he's there with her kid, who's a brat. Apparently the mom spoils him. And I guess the dad can only do so much, even though the dad has him all the time. I don't know. So it's a whole adventure. The guy who works at the front desk is flirting with Country Sadie, but then he goes up to City Sadie's room at the end and she punches him in the face. Because he shows up with a bottle of wine and 2 glasses or 2 wine glasses. I don't know. It's an awkward time. And then she goes to see Italian guy. I'm going to tell you who they end up with because I really want to tell you that part. And then I'll go back and fill in the last 20 minutes of the movie. So, Rich Sadie, Italian guy. City Sadie. No, that is City Sadie. Country Sadie and goes with City Sadie's ex-husband. City Rose meets this guy Rune that Country Rose had been proposed to by, but Country Rose didn't seem super into him. He proposed with a ring that had a mini golf ball on it, and then if he won the national championship of putt-putt, he would replace it with a diamond. And Rune was very nice. Country Rose just didn't like it, apparently. So City Rose gets with Country Rose's accidental ex, Rune. He comes to New York to find her because he found out, because one of her sisters told him. Which was a weird move on her part, like completely unnecessary. She yelled at him during the putt-putt thing, and he was like, oh yeah, Rose isn't here. She didn't need to do that. But anyway, kind of seemed like she wanted him. I don't think she was the one with the kid. I think it was a different sister that had a kid. They have a whole lot of siblings, but you only really meet 2 of them. Anyway, they end up together and then Country Rose but they've happened to have bought the same outfit. It's like a Sadie has been saying that the guy, the Italian guy, who's and really Country Rose didn't seem, no, not Country Rose. Even if, let's say, City Rose and Country Rose found out, that would have been fun if they thought it was, well, no, because then they would have both known there were other sisters. Let's just cut that whole thing.